when you're a guy in this position, man, it's extremely difficult seeing other people with the thing that you want the most. It's extremely difficult to know that there are people out there living a life where they don't have to struggle for romance. They don't have to struggle for finances. They don't have to struggle for all the things that you struggle for. And it really puts in perspective how unfair life is, you know? So I was at this place or whatever, and I seen this pretty Latina girl, right? You know, and she comes behind this tall Chad. You know, this guy has to be at least 6'3", 6'4", white guy, whatever, and just a regular, just like somebody you'll see him. Okay, I can tell he gets females because how tall he is, but you wouldn't think more anything, just a regular, regular tall white guy, right? And this girl literally like jumps like behind him and like hugs him from behind, and then he kind of like picks her up and she leaps into his arms, and then like turns around and then she like gets on his back like a child, and it's just like, what the hell, like as if she's like was young or something like that. And it just goes to show you. And this girl had to be at least like 25, at least 24, at least that age, and she was doing this in public. And it goes to show you, when a female likes you, when a female really cares about you, it doesn't matter. She's willing to break all the social norms. She's willing to do all that when she really cares about you, you know? And also I noticed there was like this other person there. He seemed defeated. I can just tell that we're in a similar situation. You can just tell just by people's eyes, the way they look, the way they carry themselves. You can tell when somebody's been defeated by life, when they've been destroyed. Normies can tell as well, but also when you actually lived it, you understand as well. It's brutal. And I remember like almost at the same time, me and this guy kind of look up and kind of just we both get like an irritated look on our face, like, like, I understand your public shows of affection, and that's fine, but when you see that right in front of you, you can't just turn your screen off, right? You have to like deal with it, and it's just annoying. It's like, okay, you like the person, okay, like, do you have to do all these extras, jumping into each other's arms and all that crap? It's like, come on, right? And people like us, we just honestly, we imagine shit like that, but because of how we look like, we can never have nothing like that. Like, that's genuine, at least. And that's a brutal reality, man. It's like, how long can you go facing this isolation and then trying to get strength in isolation? Trying to get strength all by yourself. You got to dig deep, dig deep, dig deep. Well, a lot of us are tired trying to dig deep. We just want what we're pretty much, well, like, I want to say what we deserve, because honestly, nobody asked to be brought into life, right? No one asked to be brought in this position. No one asked to be the height they are. No one asked to be the race that they're in. No one asked that. That was something that was created for you. So it's like, if whatever being is trying to say sorry, the least it can do is give us some of our dreams and desires, right? If you're going to create how we look like, and that's the most important thing, the most important aspect is how you look like, because that judges everything else. Everything else comes second to that. And this being makes you into a person that's unattractive. The least this being can do is let you have whatever dream, whatever wish you want, whether it's $1 million, whether it's a Stacy, whether it's a boat, whether it's a mansion, whatever it is. This being should let you have at least one thing that you want, just to help stabilize the pain. Now, does this being do that? No. It attacks you even worse. It puts people around you to attack you. Life attacks you. When you're a lonely, unattractive guy and you're not married after a certain age, people really start to look at you like you're weird. Your family's going to start talking about you even more. Like, why is this guy not married yet? And then, like, when it comes to those family outings that you have to go to, or maybe you're forced to, even if you don't want to, like, your uncle there, your other cousins, even your grandfather, like, older men are going to ask you, what are you doing with your life? Especially if you're like, if you're in your 20s or early 30s, they're going to ask you what you're doing. If you don't have a good answer, that's going to dictate how they're going to treat you. Where they're going to get that lecture telling you that you're a grown man now, you got to take care of yourself, or you're going to get that other lecture about, oh, you need to stop being shy and you can just find a girl and say hi, and then she'll be your wife. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Or that third lecture is when they start telling you about how easy it is to find a job. Oh, so easy. Back in my days, it was easy. I just looked him in the eye, gave him a firm handshake, and I was hired on the spot. Like, bro, those days are long gone. Nowadays, the system got even more venomous. The system got even more sick and merciless. The system is not how it was, how it once was. It's more merciless, and the system gets merciless by the year. The system doesn't care about you being alone and not having a woman, or being alone and having a stressed up, messed up life. The system's still going to continue whether you were there, whether you're not there. And for a lot of us, man, we just want peace, man. We just want freedom. We just want to escape. We just want to be able to do our own thing in life. Is that so much to ask for? Just to be able to just focus on the things that you truly want and desire, and put all your energy and attention into it, and see where that leads you. It may lead to nowhere, but it may lead to somewhere. And if it leads to somewhere, well, that's going to help you take your life out of despair. I think that's a good thing, that we always should follow our intuition. Always follow that second little mind you have. You know, like when something feels wrong, when something feels off, follow that intuition, because that's going to tell you everything you need to know. Whether somebody's a good person or not, whether somebody's this, like, you just follow that intuition. Like, your soul knows the truth. Your soul will know when something's real, man, and you know when something's not, you know? So use that to your advantage, man, and just try to keep your head on. This world's brutal, you know? And another thing is when people know that you kind of want a female in your life or whatever, and then they try to rub it in your face. Like, if you ever been in a friend group and they kind of know that you're the guy that doesn't get that many women or whatever, then they start talking about sexual topics. And then if they got a girlfriend, they start bragging about their girlfriend and how they be hitting it and stuff like that. Try to make it, but they're not doing that. They're not doing it out of casual conversation. They're doing it on purpose to try to trigger you. And then the conversation's gonna come to you. Oh, so when's the last time you got you some punani? You know. And then if you try to make up a story or anything like that, or say that you didn't have it, they're going to catch you right in it. So you got to tell the truth and say, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And then once you say that, you know, you become a laughingstock. You become a target. You see, it's not just women that tease guys who don't get women. You know, it's also men that tease guys who don't get women. You know, men do that, even merciless, you know. And especially if you're small and you're short and they know you won't fight back easily, they're really going to come after you. They're really going to start, you know, pulling out their daggers. Life's hard for a lonely guy, man. When you're lonely, you're isolated, you're devastated, and you're trying to find your way, man. You're trying to find out what you put on this earth for. You know, like, what's your purpose on this earth is what we're all trying to find. Like, what is this life supposed to be besides a hell realm where we're constantly being tortured, we're constantly being monitored, we're constantly being attacked? What's the purpose of this worthless life? What is it? Because when you got to go through this constantly and consistently and all the time, it's like, is life even worth even being around anymore, right? Because what's the point if every day is going to be misery? If every day is going to be some type of pain, some type of agony that you're forced to go through, and there's nothing you can do about it? Like, is there really a point to this? Is it really a point to just be tormented every single day? I don't see the reasoning. I really don't. Because if life is just a big energy drain, to drain your battery, to drain your emotions, to drain your thoughts, to drain your creativity, then that tells you whoever designed this with one purpose, and that's to loosh farm us. That's to take all of our loosh. And I'm tired of being looshed. I'm tired of being harvested. I'm tired of having my energy drained. I'm tired of it. I want to be able to work on what I want to work on all day and be successful. I want to be able to follow my own path in this world. I want to carve my own piece of paradise out, right? But the problem is life makes it so difficult. It makes it so, like, this world is turned upside down. Like, we truly live in an inverted world where up means down and down means up. Because like, it's not like we don't have the money in the world to help people. You know, there's hundreds of billions and billions of dollars that are given to a special nation with the shekels, right? The United States gives that nation billions of dollars. And yet, no one's caring about putting billions of dollars back into the infrastructure of America, help people find decent jobs or create new jobs, right? They can create some type of like homeless, like a little mini homeless city or something like that, built with a bunch of small homes, and then have people like me or whatever put them together, you know. people that don't really got that much, people that need a little something, and hire us and have us build the houses, and then for helping us, then for helping them build the houses, they give us a free home in that area too. Yeah, your neighbors may be uh, kind of out there, and just hopefully they don't burn nothing down, but for the most part you should be fine, especially for a young man. It's different when you're like when you have a family and you live in a dangerous area. But if you're just a young single man that nobody cares about, you can live in some dangerous area for cheap pay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe you're not that type of person, but I know I would. Shit, and I have. Because it's like if if I can live in this area for cheap and actually survive, and I just got to worry about myself, no one really cares about me. I don't have a wife. I don't have a kid. I don't have really no family. Like, no one gives a fuck. So if something does happen to me, no one's really going to care anyway. And that's brutal, but it's reality for a lot of us. A lot of us that weren't chosen. Like it's so much deeper than just not being chosen for the woman that you like. Like, not being chosen by a woman, period, in life, it sets you back in all aspects of life. It sets you back on your money, because you need confidence to get money. Without confidence, you really can't get any money like that, because you have to have the belief you can do it. You have to have the belief with the job application, putting the clothes on, looking sharp, put a little cologne on. Like, you have to have confidence and have the right mindset to do stuff like that. And not everybody does, because everybody's been destroyed, but it all comes back to not having that girl in your life. That's how significant it is to have a partner, to have that emotional touch, to have that emotional energy inside your life. Did you know the psychological effects, the psychological ramifications of not being able to have a girl and hold her in your hand, just being touch starved? Imagine going 10 years or 20 years without actually touching a female. Like, there are some men that are living like that right now, and it breaks them down. It breaks their mind. And how are they supposed to continue on in this world that just gets harder by the day, harder by the second? Like, the world's designed to break you. This is not a good place, man. But there has to be something. There has to be something that we, the people, can find to counteract this balance, to fight back. Because these people have all the power, and they act like they have all the power. They're able to do whatever they want towards us. They're able to attack us. They're able to just make up laws out their ass. They're able to do whatever they want. Meanwhile, people in our position, we have to just we have to just be born into our position and pass away into this position. But I refuse, man. I refuse, and it could be just cold, but I'm gonna try my best to fight back. And even when I pass away, whatever spirit entities that come upon me, I'm fighting. Like you know what I mean, like point blank, period, to the best of my ability. Because I'm not going to be loose farmed and brought back to this world again for a for another reincarnation or whatever. Like, I refuse to come back to this hell realm, because this world is just brutal. It's merciless. It doesn't care about those who it oppresses. This world will oppress you. This world will gaslight you and attack you, and then get mad at you for just responding to the gaslighting. Like, make it make sense. How is that fair? That's not fair. We do not live in a fair, loving, caring world. We live in an evil, twisted, wicked, psychotic world. And that's the truth. And it's one of those worlds, it's one of those places where once you call it out, people can see it, but then they act like they can't see it at the same time, as long as they're benefiting. And that's what makes this even more brutal. I just imagine what the future holds for all the people who are young right now. Like, all the people that are teenagers, and then the next 5 years they have to get into their early 20s and mid 20s, and the job market's really gonna be cooked in. I don't know if I'll even be around then, because honestly, once you hit your 30s or whatever, life gets even more brutal, especially if you're not wealthy and rich. And it makes it where following the Japanese way, following samurai tradition, I'm speaking in code, but following in samurai tradition, you may have to just take that blade, you know what I mean? Honestly, because it gets to that point at times, it gets to that point, especially when all you have is just negative crap happening in your life all the time. It doesn't matter. And then a few good things you have happen, it gets counterbalanced real quick by something else that's even worse. So it's like this life doesn't allow you to breathe. This life doesn't allow you to be free. Your spirit is always under attack. Your spirit is always being targeted when you're a lonely guy. And even when you're by yourself and you're just with your own thoughts, you got to think about all the times you got this, that girl laughing in your face. You got this, all these other things that come into your mind that help supplements the pain. So the pain never truly goes away. The pain is kind of always there. The pain is always around. It's really annoying. It's something that we didn't ask for, but we were just thrown into this world to just do that. Thrown into the world to go through pain and agony and hell. I don't understand it. It makes no sense for this world to be created by a good being. I look at everything because it's not just me going through it. There's billions of people going through all types of poverty, going through all types of injustice. Meanwhile, this being sits around and does nothing about it. If I had the power, I would do something about it, but obviously I don't have the power. This being has the power, and yet it does nothing when it comes to injustice. So what does that say? It means it's benefiting from it somehow. Because if this being doesn't want it to happen, it won't happen. So somehow this entity, this creature is benefiting off of our pain. And the Gnostic text breaks that down effectively. So many years of human innovation was gone. When you think about all the the world wars, World War I, millions of people. World War II, millions of people. How many of those people could have been the next inventor, the next scientist, the next Shakespeare? But they had to be neutralized in some trenches in some city somewhere, or in some field, or in some jungle, or in some cave, or in some sewer, or on some rooftop, whatever, and they're gone forever. And they can never live out their fullest potential. And that's the reason why certain factions is why their numbers are down. Is because all the world wars, those are millions upon millions of people that got neutralized, and a lot of those men were just excess men. Let's just be honest and be real. Sure, there were some regular everyday guys, yeah, but a lot of those guys who got obliterated mostly were excess men. But in those days, with a regular 9 to 5, you could have found a wife or whatever. Because a lot of those people came out of the world wars and they had the baby boomers. Because they just got out of war, just met you a girl, and if you're a certain skin color configuration, the government gives you free housing and all that. And if you're another skin color configuration, well, you're on your own, and it's brutal. But it shows you how unjust and unfair this world is. It's like a cycle. It's like a loop of things that happen to you in life that make you go crazy. It's like every single day you got to wake up and do the exact same thing every single day. And you can't complain. You can't muster up enough fortitude to just stop, because if once you stop, your life gets immediately affected. Like, they have us by the balls in the system. They have us by the neck. Like, we can't really, there's no real defense to it. What's gonna be your defense to a system like this where you have to participate to survive? Because non-participation means you're not gonna be able to survive on your own unless you're some lucky NEET. But not everybody's blessed enough to be a NEET. Being a NEET is a privilege, even though it comes with its own pain and agony. Tell me, I trust me, I know. Like getting bitched at, getting this, you have people talk about you, But then those moments of peace and neat when you're truly by yourself, when you're truly just in your mode, watching your anime, playing your favorite game, blowing your Mary Jane, like when your brain gets comfortable in that position, it becomes the most peaceful life ever. Like being a NEET when things are going good, it's like being a multimillionaire in a way. You get to do whatever you want, when you want, how you want. The problem is you don't have multimillionaire money. You may have multimillionaire tendencies, but you don't have multimillionaire money. And that's the brutal part about it, because your little paradise, your little vacation is going to come to an end one day. And that's going to be the brutal thing, is when you're not prepared for that. Because I wasn't prepared for mines, I wouldn't call it a vacation or nothing. I was still going through hell on earth, right? But I had some support and stability there. Now that's all gone. That's all been taken from me. And it's like life gets way brutal for a man when you don't have nothing in your hands. Life is way brutal. It shows no mercy. None at all. It doesn't care that you already been through a lot of things in life. Life doesn't care that you already thought about certain thoughts of just saying forget it. It's still going to attack you as if you had a choice here. That's one thing I don't like is this world will attack you as if like you wanted to be here. When a lot of us, if we had a choice, would say hell no. But this world works so crazy. It's an evil world. It's a vile world. It's a sick world. But it's a world that rewards evil nonetheless. And if you're a righteous person, you have a true good heart, well, the world doesn't care. The world only cares about those who get results and get action by any means. It doesn't care about morality. And when you're a good soul or a good spirit and you find yourself trapped in a world like that, you automatically start to lose hope. You automatically start to just be like, okay, I don't belong here. I'm not supposed to be here. But then this world's going to force you into it. It's going to force you to participate, you know? And once you participate, man, because you have to, you're going to have to get food, get water, get this, do that, have shelter above your head. So you're going to have to. Then that's when it got you. It closes the clamps around you, makes you its own personal servant. And there's nothing you can do about it. You know? And the things to do about it, not everybody's willing to do. Because it's like, because that means you're going to be willing to lose all of your comforts. And to lose all that, you know, a lot of people are just not going to be able to do that. I mean, you see what happened with the Vaxi with the Krabby Patty, you know, back in 2020. You seen how that unfolded. You have millions of people just doing exactly as they're told, not questioning anything, not asking analytical questions, just like here, just take me in and just trusting the system wholeheartedly, a system that's shown you time and time again it's wicked and evil. Now look at these Epstein files. Look at it. And the only reason why they show in the files is because they want you to know. Because if they didn't want you to know, you would never find out. But these are some of the same people that be going to these wicked and evil parties, are the same people that are writing laws that we have to follow. These are the same people that are telling you to work hard every single day. Meanwhile, they don't even work at all. They don't. What do? Besides make billions of dollars, you know? In order to make billions, somebody else has to be doing the work, and you just come and collect, you know? That's a Talmudic mindset. I'll just say that, you know? If you look at it, all of us are just imprisoned. Not only by this society and by these evil beings, but we're imprisoned by our own visions. We're imprisoned by our dreams. We're imprisoned by our aspirations and inspirations. We're imprisoned by them because these are the things we really want to do, but these are the things we can never achieve because the system's not meant for us to achieve it. So the system is mischievous and devious enough to put something inside our heart and souls that we can never obtain, just so we can release more loose energy so it can feed off of us. That's even more messed up and cruel. It's sickening. This world is just sickening. And then as a lone guy, bro, all you have is yourself. You have to just trust yourself. You have to just trust being alone, you know? Because the minute you start involving other people, the minute you're going to start being attacked, the minute you're going to become a target, you're going to have to just be by yourself a lot of times, no matter what. Because this world is just not meant for people in our situation. It's not meant for guys like us, bro. It's meant for people like us to really suffer and go through it. It's not meant for us to thrive and survive. And you're going to learn that when you're a lonely guy, man. It's just sticking to yourself. You have a lot more peace. You have a lot more tranquility. You have a lot more thought time. But when you're around other people, bro, it just makes life just a phallus measuring contest all the time. People like to brag, people like to boast, people like to say how great they are and all that. And it's just, I don't have time for that. I don't feel like doing that. I don't do any type of, you know, things like that. I don't like gossiping too much, bro. I don't like gossiping at all, really. But it's like, okay, you want to talk about, you know, the powers that be, we can talk about that a bit. But I don't like talking about other people's personal lives and crap like that. Like, you know, just random people. Like the people I talk about, these are evil, wicked people. They're doing wickedness and sin, and they have it all in the public spotlight. So I'm just giving a little commentary on that. But just talking about regular, everyday people, like at work or something like that, like I don't care. I'm not there at work to gossip. I'm there at work to do my job and go home. I'm only there because I need the money, because the money provides me with a lifestyle that I can uphold. Other than that, I wouldn't be there. I'm forced to be there. You know, it's like this world just punishes you for existing. It's brutal.